How are you doing? Welcome to another episode of Wisdom Moments on K24 with me, C.J Atemo, the sage, and looking forward to another session of enlightenment, empowering you and equipping you with skills and knowledge that will make you make better decisions and live a better life. Well, have you subscribed to my YouTube channel, C.J Atemo? Have you followed at C.J Atemo on all platforms? If you haven't, please go ahead and do so, because the next thing I want to ask you is that if you have any questions or you have topics that you would want me to handle, go right there and send me a message on the DM and let me get to know them so that I can respond to them right here by doing an episode for you. You could also send mail to cjatsol@gmail.com, cjatsol@gmail.com. We have the privilege of coming back to you again from 67 Airport Hotel, which is situated along Mombasa Road in the Syokimau area. That is past Gateway Mall, just a few kilometers from the airport. If you want a place, either you're connecting your flights and you need to stay a night, or you want a place where you would just have a vacation, you want a place where you rest, a place for team building, a place for conferencing, a place for, food and anything that you want, family time, well, this is a place that you need to come to, because the facility is laden with all kinds of good spaces. There are the two bars, you've got the conference halls, you've got the pool side, you've got space, and the cuisine is excellent, as well as just talking about, they've got the extras like the barber shop and even the car wash. Today, I want to talk to you about something that I think will interest some of you, and that is money and marriage. I think it will interest some of you. See, a lot of people are trying to find out how to make decisions of money in their marriages. So, two people coming together who have been running their own financial lives, if they had any, or if one of them did, and then they come together and they begin to live together. Now they've got to make decisions daily. They want to make decisions concerning their money and their future. They need to know what they need to invest, how do they spend, how do they make themselves feel like they're not working in vain. Does the money belong to the couple? Does the money belong to the individuals who then bring the money to the couple? Is the money for the future? Is it for the paying of the bills? Who pays what? So many questions that people would have when it comes to matters of money and marriage. And we'll just begin today and talk about a few, then we'll pick up again tomorrow, even as we go into that. One of the things that you must always ask yourself when you're getting together with anybody else, especially in matters like a family, is what is your financial philosophy or your money philosophy? How does somebody view money? Because the relationship they have with money will affect how they relate with you and the money. If to somebody money is everything, then when you are in the equation, you have to know that you play second fiddle. It means that they can sacrifice you for the sake of gaining or protecting money. It means that whenever they've got to lose the money, it is going to have or create friction or tension in that place. It means that they will always prefer money, so that means that they can stay long hours working away from you, and they can do anything to get the money, because if they feel that money is everything, then you must know you are not that everything. The assumption when I talk about that is that it is men who think money is everything, but that is not true always. There are also ladies sometimes who would feel like money is everything. So if the money is around me, he needs to know that money is everything. I will do anything to build my career. I will do anything to build my business, grow it, to develop myself so that I can earn more money. Because the people also who believe, and it is true to an extent, that when you have money, then you've got great options. So they feel that money represents to them a good life. Well, money affords you a lot of things because it gives you options. Money affords you the ability to get certain things that you need. But of course, it can afford you a house, and as some people say, it won't make it a home. You've got to make it a home by yourself. So as much as we'll look for it and as much as we desire to have it, and I would urge you to have some money, don't be broke, have some money so that you can afford a certain life, you must have a very good view and balanced view of the money. When two people are together and they've got to make this decision, so who is it that is supposed to take care of the bills? It is a discussion that the two of you must have. My philosophy is that it is not always the case that you must have a joint account, because you don't have the same skills. Sometimes people have run into trouble because they had a joint account, but what they did not have was a joint vision for that account. They didn't have a joint vision, so all they had was like somebody who has a pot which has food. See, in the older days, it's not so true right now, but in the older days, we had this food that would be made in the pot. So when somebody would be making githeri, for example, it would be made in a pot and left over there. So whenever somebody would be hungry, they would go in and scoop using either a plate or a cup. They would scoop theirs and get out. There are people who still have that pot mentality when it comes to things like joint account. If you have a spouse who does not have the discipline to let the money stay there without them always coming to scoop like we used to scoop the githeri like a snack, then you will run out of money. So if you have a vision, for example, of building your own house or sending your children to school or developing financial independence at some point, you will have to get into spaces like saving. And the saving cannot happen when both are putting in and one keeps on pulling out. You know, you cannot fill a bucket that has a hole. So you've got to know that if you know that somebody's idea of the future or somebody's thought of, having money is that for it to be spent over and over, then you might need to have a different and a separate account so that you put money there for the days when you will actually need it. But these are conversations that must be had, because the first problem that people or challenge that people face when it comes to money in marriage is communication. As I said, what is the philosophy, the money philosophy that your spouse has? That has got to be communicated. And then if you have a clear vision of what you want to do financially, you begin to equalize the philosophies so that you can get to where you want to go. Some people think money is to be spent. Some people think money is to be saved. Both of them are right, but you can actually go into extremes. There are people who spend everything, yet there are other people who save everything. They will not spend a coin, not even on themselves. So you've got to come and bring yourself to the place of merging your philosophies and beginning to craft one that is going to lead you to the financial destination that you have. Never shy away from talking about money. Don't just talk about bills. Talk about how you relate with money. Talk about how you make money. Talk about how you need to keep money. Talk about how you need to multiply the money that you have. Sometimes it's a very difficult conversation because the one who probably earns less will feel disadvantaged and they feel that they have no voice when it comes to matters of money discussion. But just like you would talk about everything else, including parenting, how you talk about everything else, including your family members, talk about the money, because communicating about money is half the way into victory over the challenges that you're going to have about money. Secrecy is not an asset when it comes to money and marriage. There needs to be openness, even if you're going to disagree on how you need to spend it or how you need to save it or keep it or why you need to save it or why you need to spend it. Even if you will disagree respectfully, hopefully, yet it is still important for you to talk about it than to keep quiet about it and then begin to have cracks just because you don't agree on money matters. Well, this is the beginning of it. We'll talk about a part of it tomorrow. And that's all the time that I had right here. Till the next time. See you.